where we want to be. It's prime time with George Durunda. Tonight, that great band Reflection, plus Doug DELMONTE at the Bridge Cafe, where we sample all 27 varieties of pizza. So get ready for the most entertaining show on television.
Hi, I'm George Durunda, and welcome to Primetime. And a lot of you viewers may be tuning in just because you're bored. Well, just sit back and relax, which is part of being bored, I guess. And then again, while I may not be President of the United States, I am Chairman of the board. But something that is not boring at all is sampling pizza, 27 varieties to be exact. So let's head over to the Bridge Cafe in Chicopee and meet Doug DELMONTE. Well, Doug, welcome to Primetime.
Thank you.
And I've been in and out of these doors thousands of times.
That's good.
And well, that's the way. That's good. That's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this wasn't the original location of the original Bridge Cafe.
No, we were down on Chicopee Street, almost in Hoyle.
You have quite a history, don't you?
Yeah, we've been around for a while.
Now, how did it start? Were you around at the very beginning?
No. I was around, but I wasn't making pizzas at the time. My father started the Bridge Cafe in 1955. He used my grandmother's recipes for her dough and her sauce. First he just owned a bar and decided to start making pizzas for his friends to see how they liked them. And after he kept giving them away and finally found what people liked, and then he went into business.
And that's how some of these unusual combinations have developed over the years.
Yeah.
And we're going to be sampling every combination here today.
Every kind that we do. Plus.
We have a surprise later.
Right.
And going back to the early days, it was pretty much a family operation as it still is today.
Yeah, back then it was all family. And my uncle worked the bar, my mother and father worked the kitchen, my grandmother worked in the kitchen. That was when we first started. And it was all family. My older sisters worked there.
And there was an unfortunate incident, or was it a fortunate incident because of your new facility here?
As things turn out, it was fortunate, but at the time it was devastating. You know, we were there for a long time, and we were very comfortable being there. It was
around 1977 you had a fire.
In December of '77. Yeah.
And at that point, did you ever think you'd reopen?
At the time when we burnt down, at first we didn't know what we were going to do. My father thought about retiring and getting out of the business.
And you were getting into the business?
Yeah, my mother's the one that pushed us. My mother pushed it along and said, we're too early to retire. You know, they had this piece of land. He had bought it like 5 years before that. And they said, well, we're going to move up there. But we rented down at the other location. We didn't own the property down there. So it might have been a blessing in disguise.
And took some time to build the operation.
Yeah, we opened it January 31st of '78.
And most of the same customers followed you in?
Yeah, they were waiting. They'd stop by before we opened when we were building, asked when we were going to open, and we never advertised. We didn't want anybody. We didn't want to get hit all at once. We wanted to make sure everything was working right, and so we just opened the door on one day, and we were mobbed. We ran out of food. We never did that.
You ran out of food?
Yeah. The first day we just didn't. We did enough prep work that would usually take us through a week of work. You know, getting stuff in and getting things prepared. And when we got hit that first day, just by turning on the lights, we didn't advertise at all. Just by turning on the lights and opening the doors, we were going crazy. We just couldn't keep up with it.
The bridge, but not near the bridge.
Right. Yeah, we're still a bridge.
Now, in the old days, you used to do the dough pounding by hand.
Yeah, with my grandmother, when we first started, my grandmother used to have to stand on two boxes to reach the table, so she could lean over with her rolling pin and roll a pizzas. And
but that has changed.
Yeah, now we have a machine that you put the dough through, and it's set to a certain thickness, so all the pizzas come out the same thickness.
Well, I was going to ask you about that, because I remember getting Bridge Cafe pizzas going back to the '60s when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And the consistency has remained the same, and I'm sure help has changed over the years. How do you maintain that consistency?
Family still makes the sauce. You know, that's your main ingredient. You know, your sauce and your dough. It's still family. Still use the same recipes.
So it's the same recipe.
Yeah, same recipes we had back then. We haven't changed a thing. The only thing that's changed is a little bit of automation that we've put in, like in the dough rolling machine, and now we have an oven, a conveyor oven.
But because of the machine, that maintains the consistency of the dough.
That helps make it even better. You know, the dough's still made fresh every day. So, you know, and when you put it through, it comes out the same thickness. You can get a thicker pizza if you want. You know, if you prefer a thicker pizza than what we make, we put more dough together and we just open the rollers wider, and we'll make it thicker for you. There's no problem with that, and we do have people that order that way, but we found the thickness we use, people have got used to.
So in the early days, in like the mid 60s, early 70s, how many pizzas were you cranking out?
We were doing about 1,200 a week back then, in the early 70s.
And today?
Today, somewhere around 2,000. A little more, a little less. All depends.
So are you ready to put up on your sign millions and millions sold?
Millions and millions. I'm sure if we sat back and counted them, there would be millions. But, geez, that's a lot of pizza. You know?
Well, Doug, through the magic of television and through the magic of your ovens, we have our first sampling of pizzas here. I think I'll be rating these as we go along.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be difficult.
You'll be full by the time.
But we have first your number one, which is
tomato and cheese.
Tomato and cheese.
Mozzarella.
Then over here we have
mozzarella cheese and anchovies.
Now, anchovies. I'm not an anchovy fan myself. How many of these do you sell?
We sell a lot of anchovies.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people
it's a popular pizza.
A lot of people like anchovies on another combination. You know, the anchovy pizza by itself is probably a little strong.
Well, how many anchovy solo pizzas do you sell?
Not many. Maybe about 4 or 5 a week.
Well, 4 or 5 out of 2,000. And this one right here, we have mushrooms and...
On one side is a number 3, which is olives, and on the other side is our number 4, which is mushrooms, tomatoes, and cheese.
Okay, hey. Well, we're ready to dig in here.
Start.
So we'll start with the cheese. We'll see where this one rates.
All right.
Well, that was kind of average.
Average.
With cheese and tomato sauce. So we'll have to rate that like right around 13 or 14.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we should be rating track.
Yeah.
Well, it's George's preference.
Okay.
Next, let's go with the anchovies.
Okay.
Now, I admitted that I am not an anchovy fan.
They are good.
However,
we're going to try them all.
We're going to try them all. Anchovies. Tell you what, Doug, anchovies, this is like number 26.
You know that already, huh?
We have to move that down in the rating.
Well, by the end of the day, might be number 27.
Well, we heard about a little surprise you have for us, but definitely, I mean, this is not. This is definitely a number 26. We will move on.
Oh, okay. Number 3 is olives. Olives, tomato, and cheese. But that's another thing that a lot of people put on a combination.
Yeah, I'm sure that is a little bit better than the anchovies.
Well, it's your preference.
It's my preference. So you're going to add to your list a George rating.
Okay.
Let's go. Here we go. Olives.
You gotta like olives to like this pizza. See, we're starting slow. We're building into the bigger stuff. As we get higher in the numbers, they get
more and more exclusive,
right?
And unique.
And unique.
Now, I'm sure a lot of people like mushrooms.
A lot of people do like mushrooms.
You probably sell a lot of these pizzas. I like mushrooms myself, so I'm sure this is going to be rated a little higher than the anchovies.
A little higher than the anchovies.
And the olives. By the way, the olives, we'll put those in there at probably around 21.
21? Okay. I would have said more like 25. Because don't forget, you're coming into a lot of good stuff now.
Well, we'll have to make adjustments as we go along.
All right, you got a lot of good stuff coming out.
You know, Doug, why we always enjoy doing these food segments?
Why?
Because myself and the crew always get to eat for free. and I think Jeff is getting hungry here. Jeff! What? Mushrooms. I'm getting a plate. Okay, moving on. Doug. Moving on. We have a new display in front of us.
Display. Yep. This is a pepperoni number 5, and Canadian bacon number 6.
Now, how did you come up with Canadian bacon?
We started getting a lot of people asking for it.
We're gonna do a 5 first.
Right.
Which is
peppers and pepperoni.
Peppers and pepperoni. Hey. Next is number 6 here, right. Canadian bacon. It does sound sort of tempting. By the way, peppers and pepperoni, though, that's in the teens somewhere.
It's in the teens somewhere.
Canadian bacon.
Right.
And next we have one of my favorites, and I'm sure it's one of the favorites here. It's a number 7.
Right.
I could recognize it.
The most popular pizza we have.
Would you say 50% of the pizzas are number 7s?
Right. In one form or another. You know, some people take off the peppers or take off the mushrooms, but
it's usually
that's our
number
biggest
7.
selling pizza, right?
Well, let's have one of the all-time favorites. Well, combination rates right up there, and
next is sausage. Sausage made in cheese, right?
No, your own homemade sausage,
right?
The homemade recipe.
Homemade recipe, right? We buy the butts and we grind them and we put our own seasoning in.
Well, is this hot or sweet sausage?
Sweet.
It's a sweet sausage. Well, homemade sausage. Now, Doug, I understand your real name is Frank.
Right, Frank Douglas.
But why are you called Doug around here?
My father's name is Frank too, so to avoid any confusion when the people would call and ask for Frank.
In the early days, there was a lot of confusion?
Yeah.
And then some people refer to you as Del.
For Delmonte, just short, Del.
And some people probably call you Monty.
Not many. A lot of people call us a lot of things.
But when you're working in an establishment like this,
when you're working behind the bar, people want your attention. They'll call you what they remember you by.
And what I remember you by is our next combination in front of us.
Hamburg.
Hamburg.
Okay.
Pretty generic, Hamburg. Now, is there a reason why you have single items on each pizza?
As we get up into the numbers, or when people order, it's easier to order by number, and it's easier to write them so that they're the orders are written easier and hung in the kitchen. That's why everything. So if you want a combination, you can order a number 7, or you can order a 4, 11, 12, 9. But a number 7 covers the whole thing.
Oh, so I could order a 7 and a 22.
You could.
Create your own combination.
Right. You can order anything you want, any of the numbers together.
And it's easier by the numbers.
Easier by the numbers, right.
And Doug, the next combination, or it's not a combination?
Oh, another single item, cooked salami.
Something different?
Something different.
You don't find this just anywhere?
No, but I imagine somebody liked it, tried pepperoni, and thought they'd like it on this, and they ordered enough, and we put it on the menu.
And they wanted something a little more mild than pepperoni.
Well, yeah.
Okay, Doug, the next creation, number 11.
Number 11, peppers. Peppers, tomato, and cheese, and number 12 on the other side, pepperoni.
Well, let's go for peppers.
Let's go for the peppers.
How many of you sell that just have peppers? Probably more than just anchovies.
Probably more than just anchovies, and not as many as just mushrooms.
Oh, pizza remnants here. Doug, we understand these are award-winning pizzas?
Yeah, 1986 we were named in a national magazine, Pizza Today, as one of the top 10 independent pizza places in the country.
Now wait a minute, they have a magazine out? Pizza Today?
Pizza Today.
Something you can't find on your average newsstand?
No. It's when you belong to the organization.
It is a trade magazine.
It's a trade magazine.
But one of the top 10 in the country.
Independent places in the country.
And our next combination?
Number 12.
Not combination?
Not combination. Number 12. Pepperoni, tomato, and cheese.
Always a favorite. Is this like the wait a minute, what happened here?
Yep.
Is this like the second most favorite pizza?
Close to it. It'd be close. Either that or when you put sausage on it. A lot of people like sausage and pepperoni.
We'll be getting to that.
We'll be getting to that one.
Well, Doug, we have another variety here.
Next one is onions, tomato, and cheese.
I'm losing count. My head is beginning
Number
to spin.
13. We're halfway through.
No, number 13, onions. Now, is there some truth to the fact that if you put onions on a pizza, the cheese will never burn?
Yeah, because it's moist.
Because of the sugar content in the onions, too?
Yeah.
Well, let's try it. Onions.
Let's try it. And it's not burnt.
Onions, and it's not burnt. So I was right. Next we have
ham, tomato, and cheese.
So it's like a ham and cheese sandwich.
Terrific.
A little different than Canadian bacon.
Yeah, not as spicy.
I'll be the judge of that.
You'll be the judge of that.
I'll be the judge of that. Okay, Doug. Okay. We're working our way through. Now we're halfway there.
15.
We're more than halfway there.
A little bit more than halfway. Number 15 has hamburger and onions. And then number 16 has mushrooms and peppers. Now, we're starting to get into some of the smaller
A little more exotic, but still, I think we can handle this.
Oh, yeah.
Hamburger and onions. Well, Doug, we have the next generation.
The next generation. The next owners.
Of Bridge Cafe, and we have, who are they?
Anne
and
Elizabeth.
Are you excited to be on prime time?
Yes.
Or don't you even want to be here?
Come on.
What's your
She's excited.
What's your favorite kind of pizza here at the Bridge Cafe?
Pepperoni hamburger.
Plain pepperoni and hamburger.
Right.
Well, I guess pizza's for everyone. I mean, you don't like any of these pizzas with the fancy stuff? Well, I'll admit myself, some are good and some have been questionable. And what changes are you going to make when you take over the business? Are you going to fire Dad?
No.
No?
Well, one's going to fire me.
We got a no and a yeah, but who's going to be in charge? That's the question.
I think the one that isn't going to fire me yet.
So you don't want to eat, you just want to sit there and watch us eat.
Yeah, it's fun. Sure. I want to eat the pepperoni.
It's twice as much fun if you're doing it.
Right.
Okay, Mexican pizza. Now this one could be dangerous. We don't know. Is it going to be up near the top of the ratings, or down?
It's good.
Or down near the anchovies?
Oh no, nowhere near the anchovies.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Oh.
Hawaiian pizza.
Hawaiian pizza.
I don't know about this one.
Can I try some, Daddy?
Sure. Have a piece of Hawaiian pizza.
Now tell me, Doug, the next one is really exotic.
Yeah. Tuna fish.
I don't think I've ever seen or tasted a tuna fish pizza anywhere.
It's a first.
Are you the only one in the country?
Probably. Probably. But it's delicious. Try it. You'll like it.
Tuna fish pizza? Well, hey. We will find out.
Which one? We can have that one.
Number 20. Steak, mushrooms, and onions. Tony special.
And why is it Tony special?
My father had a friend named Tony Fragamini. He used to be the head of maintenance at Hamden Brewery, or Peel's Brewery, years ago. And this is what he liked on a pizza. So we named the pizza after him.
Well, if it's good enough for Tony, it must be good enough for us.
Right.
Just pretend that never happened. And why is this Mike's special?
The bartender at the old location was my mother's brother, Mike, and that's what he liked on the pizza.
Was that Skinny Mike?
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah, Mike Stacklewitz.
And this is what Mike liked.
This is Mike's.
And we'll see if George likes it.
Chicken strip pizza. That's it.
Well,
no, it's not.
We could dub it Jeff special.
We could dub it Jeff special.
Jeff likes chicken.
Right.
And let's see if George likes chicken. I've never had chicken on a pizza before. Again, another first.
Another first.
number 23. We're working our way through meatballs. What is number 24?
Sausage and pepperoni.
Sausage and pepperoni. Why is it a Louis special?
Because it's got sausage, mushrooms, and onions, and no sauce. Louis was allergic to tomatoes, so he couldn't have sauce. So we put it on the menu, and we have people that are allergic to tomatoes that order this.
So anybody who's allergic to tomatoes, we have a pizza here for you.
Right.
Louis special. This one's for you, Louis. Doug, do you think we made it?
This is it. 26.
It's been a tough journey, but this is number 26.
Right. There.
Why do we keep spinning it?
I'm putting the bigger parts near you. You've been eating the bigger parts all the way through.
Is this like the lottery?
No, I'm looking for the biggest piece for you.
Okay. And what is this variety?
Sausage, pepperoni, and hamburg.
Sausage, pepperoni, and hamburg. It's not named after anybody because after 26, nobody cared anymore, right?
It's called cheating.
Well, Doug, we worked our way through 26, but what's this I see in front of us? Because I thought you only had 26.
Right, but this is for you. This is what you wanted on it. What did we put? A combination in here?
This is a number 7.
Right, with extra cheese.
Extra cheese.
Bacon, regular bacon.
Yeah.
And chicken.
My combination.
This is your combination.
This is a primetime combination?
Yeah.
Well, Doug, thanks for being on Primetime.
You're welcome.
This certainly has been a unique experience. I'm sure for all of us, and hopefully we won't be doing it again real soon.
Real soon.
Nothing personal.
Next week.
But we're going to try and finish off this Primetime special, a new number 27 here. We'll be back with more Primetime right after this.
Got my license. Every time I left the house, my parents would say, "Remember to buckle up, dear." But I never did. Just didn't seem too cool. Besides, most of the time I was only going around the block. You know how parents are. Always telling you what to do. But you know what? I wish I'd listened. I really do.
Yes, 27 varieties of pizza. Well, I seem to think that worked out okay. Nobody got hurt, nobody got arrested. And my next guests on the program have been here numerous times. And here to perform that big band classic, In the Mood, is Reflection. Yes, that great band Reflection. And one thing I can say about them, none of those extra hidden surcharges. No, 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 not with these guys. Just 100% top quality entertainment for you, the home viewers. And let's see, well, I think we're done here. Yes, we must leave the air now because we are testing some equipment. Good night, everyone.
Tonight, Dolores had a few drinks, did some crack, and ended up another tragic story. Only she doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
If your neighborhood's a little rough, don't get scared, get organized. When neighbors and police team up, crime doesn't stand much of a chance. Yeah, so pick up a pencil and write this down. I'll show you how you can help me take a bite out of crime.